All right guys, we're trying something a little bit different today. We're gonna make a gourmet dish with the help of my chef friend Loic. All right, let's get to it. All right, chef, I need a gourmet dish. Can you help me make something?
I would say like a nice, like perfectly seared duck breast with some roasted golden pearl potato, dressed in some like chopped herbs.
First thing I need from you is what ingredients do I need?
So you're gonna need duck breast, the golden pearl potatoes, like the baby ones. You're gonna need some herbs like parsley or chives, some spring onion, a bottle of Porto, which is a sweet red wine, some beef stock as well.
How about like butter?
Oh, of course you're gonna need butter, my guy. You know how I do.
Okay, so we got the ingredients down. I'm pretty excited, man. All right, well, let's see, man. I gotta give it a try, bro.
Hey, man, let me know.
Thank you.
Hey,
I might give you a call later, bro.
Don't let me down.
Can you give me a step-by-step so it's really easy for me to follow?
So the potatoes are going to get confit. So the potatoes, you're going to put them in the pot and cover them with oil. Obviously, add some salt. Flavor wrap that and throw the whole thing in the oven. Once sauce, you pull them off. Take a towel, peel the skin off. You chop your herbs. Toss your potatoes with the herbs in a bowl.
Okay, we're setting our oven at 350 degrees. We're going to preheat it, and then we're going to put the potato confit into the oven for about an hour. So oven is preheating. We're gonna let that sit. Okay, now we're gonna work with our meat. They only sell duck during the holiday season apparently. So we're gonna use a boneless ribeye steak. I'm gonna salt our steak. Okay, so we have our steak seasoned. We're gonna let that rest for a little bit.
So you're going to take the spring onion, cut the head off, slice the white part right across in the middle, season that with some salt, pepper. Now the spring onion, the same pan where you sear the duck on, it's the same pan where you're going to sear your spring onion. Sear it on the side where you slice. You kind of want to char it, almost burn.
No.
They don't have spring onions, so I just got the scallions.
Okay, I guess. Cut that tip off, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me cut it then real quick. Give me a second. Is this better?
You cut way too much off. It's gonna fall apart now. Bruh.
Oh,
A little
like...
less than that.
All right, hold on. Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so have it like this. Okay, I'll call you later. Thank you, man.
All right, I see you.
Okay, so I want to keep like the fibers of the hair connected, not all the way out. This is what I believe is a perfect one. We have the stem still connected, but then also just enough cut off at the tip. There we go. I'm gonna store this. So we have our spring onions ready. I'm gonna just pick out the best ones. These look good right here. Okay, oven is ready. 350 degrees. We're gonna put the potato in. Okay, and I actually changed my mind here. We're gonna actually work with the reverse sear with the steak. All right, into the oven we go. And we're gonna put a timer on that. Start with 15 minutes and then we'll check on it again. Okay, now we're gonna start prepping our chives. We're gonna chop these up really fine just for the final garnish and also for the garnish for the potatoes. I'm gonna add a little bit into the sauce as well. These are rinsed. I'm trying to get these as fine as I possibly can. That should be enough. Okay, so we have our chives and the timer's off now. Okay, so let's check on our steak. It's still a little red. I like it when it looks kind of gray or brown on the outside. We'll probably stick it in there for another 10 minutes. Okay, so we have our butter too. We're just gonna get these ready to put into our jus while it's cooking. So I'm gonna cut up a couple cubes and then just have these ready. This we're gonna save for the steak. Okay, so here's one of the tips that the chef gave me. We're gonna get a cake tester. If you don't have one of these are really cheap. You can get on Amazon.com. And to check your meat, we're gonna put it in about a finger length. After it stays in the meat for 7 seconds, we're gonna take it out and then we're gonna tap it against the bottom of our lip. And then we'll see if it's warm. Then we know it's ready. Okay, we're gonna put it in for about a few more minutes. And what we're gonna do actually, we're gonna start heating up the pan that we're gonna sear our steak on, okay? And I actually found some garlic too that we could use. So we're just gonna go ahead and peel these and have this in with our steak. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put a little bit of oil on here. All right, pull out our steak. Now we're gonna go ahead and sear, render the fat on the steak. Okay, so this looks pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and put the garlic in around. Check out that sear, guys. Not bad, right? I'm gonna have it sit for a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead and flip. And we can't forget to obviously char these spring onions. So we're gonna go ahead and put these down. Okay, so we're searing the steak. We're getting our garlic going. And then we have our spring onions center side down. We're gonna try to get a little browning on them so that they look nice. And soon, we're gonna put the butter in and then start basting. See how we look on the steak side? All right, now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put on our butter, and then we're gonna start basting. I'm gonna turn the heat down to about 6 instead of 10, and then we're gonna just throw this whole thing of butter in there. Tossing our butter above the garlic and the spring onions so that we get all of those aromatics into the steak. All right, and we're almost done. Now we're gonna have the steak rest. Okay, so while all of this is going, we obviously had our potato confit. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna check on our potatoes. Now let's see how our potatoes look. You said we could peel with a paper towel, so let's see if this works.
No.
Okay, not even close. So we're putting it back into the oven. We're gonna bump up the heat to 400 degrees. We're gonna set a timer for 10 more minutes. Okay, we have the spring onions, so we're gonna actually go ahead. I'm gonna put them down on the plate.
For the sauce now, we're gonna chop some shallots just to give some aromatic flavor to your sauce.
Okay.
Sweat that off. Add the porto, like about a cup of the porto. Reduce that down to like half. Add the beef stock. Reduce that down to like 1/4. And we're gonna add some Slurpee, which is cornstarch and water. It's a thickening agent. Finish it with a little bit of butter.
Okay.
So that's gonna be our sauce.
Okay, so now we're working with our shallots. I'm assuming you cut it like an onion. Okay, so we'll peel this off. And honestly, these cuts don't have to be perfect because we're just sweating off the shallots and then we're gonna strain it anyways. This should be okay. Okay, we have our shallots. Okay, now we're gonna make a little cornstarch slurry and we'll just have it ready for when we're making our sauce, our jus. We're gonna use a tablespoon of cornstarch and then add a little bit of water. And it's gonna help thicken up the sauce. Okay, we have a cup cornstarch. 1 tablespoon. And we're gonna add some water now. Okay, that should be good. So we'll go ahead and put this away. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our jus, which is kind of like the sauce to this whole plate. And I think this is gonna be the most complex part. So we're gonna use the same pan we seared our steak. On the bottom, I think this is called a fond, which is kind of like the crust from the meat cooking. This is all flavors. So what the chef told me is utilize the same pan and add shallots to start off this sauce into the pan. Okay, so the pan should be hot. We're gonna start sweating off the shallots. Now what we're gonna do, put with this bottle porto, we're gonna add in about a cup. Now what I can do is scrape off all this fond and then we're gonna let that simmer. And I think he wanted to reduce this down to half. So everything reduced a little bit by half. Now we're gonna add a cup of beef stock. Now we're gonna reduce by 1/4. Okay, so we're really reducing this down. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and then we're gonna add in our cornstarch slurry. Okay, so now we're gonna add our cornstarch slurry. I honestly don't know if that's too much or too little. And it's looking pretty thick. I'm gonna add a little bit more beef stock just to loosen this up a little bit. I'm gonna season this a little bit. Now we're gonna strain. Okay, after we strain, this is kind of like the little sauce that we have left. I'm gonna add a little butter and then glossing this up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna add in 2 knobs of butter. And the chef was talking about emulsifying or making sure the sauce doesn't break. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. So we're just gonna put half the pan on the heat and hopefully this melts down nicely. Okay, we're gonna taste a little bit. Really sweet still, so we're gonna add a little bit more salt. Okay, so we're gonna turn the heat off, add a little bit of chives. Okay, we're gonna check on our potatoes again. Hopefully these are ready by now. This is the 4th time I'm opening it. Okay, we are boiling. Nice, and we are soft. Ooh, and it comes right off, just like Loic said. Wow, nice. I'm gonna try not to break the next ones, but this is a good start. Okay, so we wanna throw these potatoes into this little pot here because we're gonna toss it in with some other chives. Okay, now we're gonna cut into our steak and we are ready to plate. Looks good. Try this right here. Okay guys, now is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to plate. I'm gonna start with the sauce. Make a puddle first. Now we're going to land our juicy steak right in the middle. Scallions down. We're gonna put down 1, potato. And to finish it off, we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle with some Maldon salt. And there you have it, guys. We have our gourmet ribeye steak with the house-made jus with scallion ends and golden pearl potato tossed with some chives. All right, guys, look who showed up. Chef Lloyd.
Sir.
What do you think? Can you rate it a little bit? What do you think? How did I do?
I think the steak is cooked perfectly. The sauce looks great. It doesn't look broken. Spring onions are perfectly charred. Potato looks good. I would just say a little more chives. But other than that, I mean, looks gourmet to me.
All right, well, why don't you give it a try and let me know what you think. And by the way, guys, we made 4 of these. I can make 4 plates. So with the amount that we paid, we can make 4 servings of this gourmet little ribeye steak.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for real?
10 out of 10, baby. Michelin star Chef Danny, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. This potato. Oh, so good.
All right, guys, 1 bite. Mmm. Oh, that's not bad, bro. What do you think?
No utensils, baby.